All right. Good evening, everybody. It is a Sunday night, and I'm just getting myself settled in here with my decaf coffee, and I'm rocking a French red lip. No makeup anywhere else, just the red lip. I'm logging in to my current playthrough, Tholrosat. And last time I played, I believe it was year 101. So I'm 2 years further into the game, which means that I played for a few hours after the last recording. And I'm just going to quickly take you through what the fortress currently looks like. Remember that this is the evil Embark. We have a lovely dwarf blood biome with ravens, tentacles, eyeballs, and somehow, luckily, nothing incredibly dangerous. I have actually yet to see any large animals on this map. And let's see, what else can I say? I am growing sliver barbs and whip wine, which is great. So just to take you through what things look like at the moment before I unpause, I have gotten a couple of rooftop defenses put up. I have my moat, if I did not have that before. Continuing to scroll down here, we can see that the sort of the main floors of the base are starting to flesh themselves out a bit. I have a modest royal quarters for my queen that I got saddled with right at the beginning of the game, actually. She has a little marble throne. I have some rooms here for my dwarves with the more important positions. Like, for example, the mayor, the messenger, manager, bookkeeper, and broker. And it looks like I have not assigned that last room yet. I have a tavern with no inn, like no rooms that are rentable. So that's something that I need to fix. At the very least, I could add some rooms somewhere else and then assign those to the tavern, or I could just go ahead and create a second tavern. But I do want to make sure that I have rentable rooms. Now, at this point in the game, things are starting to kind of get away from me. I'm sure that this is a pretty common feeling for you who play Dwarf Fortress. You know, things start out really slowly with your 7 dwarves, and you are doing everything that you can to try to get things built up. And then at a certain point, the population will start to just boom out of control. Before you know it, you blink, you've got 50 dwarves. Then you've got 70, then you've got 90, now you have 150. And it can be tough to kind of keep up with that boom. You want to make sure that you have enough, alcohol production to keep up with all of those people. So I'm starting to feel the squeeze, and I'm going to have to kind of work to ramp up my booze production. There's been a lot of demand so far for both temples and guildhalls. So at this point, I've got a temple to Nunok, another one to Thethras, one to Ebrook. I think that's the god of murder. And then another one for Nunok, because there are like 2 competing cults. but I'm still behind in terms of the demands of my people. And then in terms of guild halls, if I go down here just a bit, yeah, so we have a metalsmiths guild down here, just kind of to the south of my budding dungeon. And then, where are the rest? I will say I've got 4 barracks so far to correspond with the 4 units that I've currently got training, and I'm in the process of rotating those out. I'll come back to that in just a moment. So scrolling downward here, we can see that I did reach the first cavern layer here on -18. And I have another guild hall down here for the stoneworkers. I've got 2 more guild halls upstairs that need to be grown. They're not quite big enough. You can see that all of my animals are currently down here in this one large pen, apart from my geese. These are all just animals that have happened to be brought in or happened to be left behind by traders. I have a giant warthog, giant eagle, and something else here that's a bit exotic. And I think that those were left behind or accidentally stolen from merchants when I demolished my trading post on the surface to reconstruct it down here. Yep. My broker is currently training. I see that 2 of my squads are currently training while 2 are not. They're currently all filled up. And I am taking the advice of one of the commenters from a few weeks back who said, you should consider putting your important dwarves in squads just to kind of rotate them through a bit so that they can train and at least get some basic skills in defense and dodging and, things like that for self-protection. So I am doing that right now, but I've got to be careful that I don't forget that they're in there. I think I've currently got the queen training right now, the broker's training. In wintertime, that's okay. But again, I'm going to want to make sure that I don't forget about them because they're not going to want to be assigned to those units long term. Now, another note before I get going here, you can see with my pop of 92, I have a huge ratio of pissed off dwarves. And this is probably the highest percentage of angry dwarves I've ever had. 22 angry faces is kind of concerning for me. And from what I can tell, the only reason that they're in this foul mood is because of the biome itself. Because I've been having them go out there and chop trees down and gather, crops and forage and do all these things in the dwarf blood, which of course they don't appreciate. So with that in mind, like I said, I put the trading post underground. It's now down here, and it's still reachable by the humans and whatnot, so that's great. And so over the next hour or so, I suppose that I'm going to start kind of cutting off surface access. And hopefully we'll see an improvement in mood when I do that. And what else can I say? I haven't dug down any deeper than -19 at this point. I don't see a reason to get down into the next cavern layer just yet. Not until I feel a little bit more confident with, like I said, alcohol supply. And once I'm more confident that my dwarves are trained up in order to handle anything that might come their way. There has not been anything too exciting happening so far. We did get a cyclops. I think he was on the surface, and I was able to take care of him no problem. It wasn't too exciting. A couple of folks died. And so I do need to probably put down a few more tombs that can be sort of filled by anybody, because I might have a ghost actually. Let's take a look and see. Does that go under other? Ghostly recruit. Yeah, we do have a ghost, so we need to make sure that we take care of that pretty soon. So I've just got to find a spot where I can put down a couple of coffins, because I do have plenty of extra coffins just hanging out. Yeah, I suppose I can stick them in the barracks. So let's go ahead and sort of plop one down in every barracks except this one, because I want to make sure I smooth everything first. One second here. Just being a bit picky. Just reshaping these archery ranges here. And then I am going to put in, I'm going to put in some tombs. We're going to unpause as well. Okay, so now my ghostly recruit has a place to rest. We have, looks like the same guy has more than one tomb. Whoops. That always kind of struck me as maybe a bit of a bug. Looking through our notifications. Oh, okay. Oh, no, there were two ghosts. Okay. So, not a bug in this case. There were actually two ghosts, and it wasn't the same dwarf getting put in two assigned tombs. I have had that happen before, though. Okay. So, it looks like we're in a good spot here to continue. Go ahead and make use of these screw presses here. Oh, I can make some soap. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. The soap making supply chain seems to be okay. We've got our ash and our lye. Okay. So good. At this point, these first two squads are going to stop training, and then I'm going to swap the others in so that I don't have everybody busy all at the same time. Because again, I am putting key dwarves in these barracks for the moment. And I'm a little bit nervous training everybody right now when they're all in such foul moods to begin with. It seems to me like I have temper tantrums just waiting to happen. Hmm? Let's make some more glumprong chests. I really probably should stop using so much glumprong though, because I have to send the dwarves out to the surface to acquire it. And they don't like that. Okay, so just taking a look at the top of the screen here, we have a good amount of created wealth. I haven't gone crazy with trades. Mechanisms are usually where I make most of my money. Siltstone. Just checking all of my orders, what I've got going on here. We have a depressed manager. That's a great omen. We have a goat that just grew up. Let's go ahead and butcher it. No, but we can't because he's owned. Oh, never mind. We won't butcher anything. Yet. Okay. These temple complexes all have their holy leader assigned. That's good. I don't have any performers currently assigned, although we have an instrument here, so let's go ahead and assign one now. Okay, and then these two areas here, these are guild halls that need to be expanded. One for craft dwarves, one for woodworkers. So let's go ahead and start putting something in. Woodworkers. I'll put a carpenter there then just to be cute. Nope, that doesn't quite work. I'm thinking about expanding these and what shape they might take. So we've got like a little library area, and then I don't know, what do you normally put in your guild halls? What do you assign them? Do you give them bedrooms? I sometimes do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I could just give them a dorm as well. I think I might open that up actually. So we have sort of a library space, more common area where they can be milling around, maybe some storage up here. Yeah, workshops down here, and then they'll have like a dorm and a dining space, I guess. Does any of that really matter? No. But the way that I play this game, I like to come up with like configurations that just kind of work. And then I can just sort of commit them to memory and then just do that. And I feel like guild halls are kind of the one zone, location. Is it a zone or a location? That's like the one type of room or location in the game that I don't think I'm quite happy with yet. Like I haven't quite figured out the way that I want them to look, or like if there's an optimal kind of size. I just haven't quite figured out what that is yet. Make mead. By all means, make some mead. And then again, just checking back up at the top, it looks like we're okay for food and drink at the moment. So yeah, if you do feel so inclined, let me know in the comments what you do for guild spaces. Do you have the guild members sleep there? Do you have them eat there? Do you include a library? Do you include like some kind of dedicated stockpile for them? The only thing I really care about, I guess, that the game doesn't do by default is I make sure that the guild halls are open to all visitors, as you can see here, because then potentially your guild members can share their skills. I'm not really sure of the mechanics behind that, but I know that if you have the guild halls closed to members only, that you're missing out on opportunities to share those skills. And that sucks. Okay, so we have somebody who is possessed. My mechanics workshop is not currently in use. And so I'm going to take this opportunity to plop down a second one so that we can stay productive even during these strange moods. Okay, and what else do we need here? This is guild space. I'm finishing these guild bedrooms. See, this is a guild hall that does have bedrooms. This one is the metalsmiths. We need to repaint this a little bit here. So what I've kind of planned for the metalsmiths guild here is they've got a common area here where they can sit and read. They've got another small common area here. They've got their bedrooms for 10 people, and then this is going to be probably a temple. Actually, never mind, I've already assigned it. That's right. I chose Avuz, I think because this is a god of metal. I am concerned about that depressed mayor. I think that I am out of altars. Indeed, so let's go ahead and quickly make one. Out of let's go with hematite. That'll be for Avuz, the god of metal. So let's make him a nice hematite altar. I think that that's a pretty dwarfy thing to do. Does anybody else use hematite for decoration? I find that between like magnetite and limonite, I don't typically need to smelt all of my hematite. And it's a really nice color. Yeah. It is a really nice color. And so I tend to use it for like decorative statues and, you know, important things. So let me just check weapons, because I'm starting to get nervous now. You know, I'm at the point in the game where, like I said, there's already been a Cyclops, and who knows what's next. I mean, a Forgotten Beast could really show up at any minute now. I haven't had any trouble yet from goblins, but that doesn't mean anything. I do want to kind of be ready. So let's take a look at weapons and see if you approve of what I've got here. So I've been using copper for the kind of everyday tools like your picks and your axes for chopping trees. Oh, that's right. I have not assigned weapons to units yet. But the way that I sort of have it planned out is that one of these squads will use swords, one will use spears, and one is all silver maces, you know, for when the undead show up. And then I've got a fair number of crossbows, got a fair amount of ammo too. Or maybe not. Maybe I should make some more ammo. So I guess what I'm saying is this smith here can continue to make a few more spears. I do need to check bars again because I want to see how much steel I have. Is that none? Oh no, we have quite a bit actually. Okay. So since we have a weaponsmith assigned over to this one, I think we'll go ahead and we will stop making copper chains, pull the blacksmith out, and get an armor smith. High Master. High Master sounds good to me. And we'll get him making some steel plate. What do I want to prioritize? Breastplates, helms. I feel like shields, high boots. Let's prioritize that just for now. Okay. Going back down to the first cavern layer. Things appear to be quiet. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So probably before I do anything else, I should do some work orders here for the stills. Oop. Okay, figuring this out. There we go. Takes a minute sometimes. So we're setting a work order for 50 drinks per day if I have the raw materials lying around. And then we're going to do same thing for plants. Set it to 50 as well. Okay. I want to make sure that I do this right. Okay. And then I do believe that I need to repeat this process for the other still fruit plant. Okay. Okay. Restarts if completed and checked daily. That looks right. Okay. So that automates things somewhat. I'm going to go ahead and smooth out these guild spaces here. Okay, in the kitchen, my bookkeeper is still producing fancy food. I typically don't bother with simple meals even in the very beginning of the game. I will typically just make lavish food or at least fine food right out the gate because I don't understand the point of not doing that. I don't understand if it's just time saving or if it uses, less material to make plain food. But to me, it's just never actually worth it to do that unless somebody knows of a reason why. There might be a reason why. Look at those miserable soldiers. Yeah, see, that's not good. They have nice things. Would you not agree? Okay, and I need some chests to go there, and I don't quite have enough. Just trying to make sure that I have all of these spaces completed. Okay, chairs. I do not have enough chairs. And chests, I do not have enough chests either. I don't have an awful lot of rock salt. I might have enough bauxite to finish this off. Why don't we give it a try? Rock coffer. Okay, no bauxite. I could do siltstone or I could cut some more glumprongs down. We knew that was going to happen. Bitter orange. I think I might need a bit more of that too. Okay. Whoops. I just cannot keep them underground. We'll go ahead and give all the soldiers a break for now. However, let me pause and go in and see about assigning the weapons to the correct units. Where is it at? Oh, equip. Equip would make sense. Okay, so right now we have them generically assigned to melee and metal armor. Whoops. I'm trying to remember how to do this. I don't. Okay. I definitely don't want to change the uniform category. How do I set spears? Think. Individual choice. Okay, I might have to actually go and look this up. Normally, when I'm playing, I've got my phone handy and I would just look this up. Because I don't want to just set. I don't want to just set this for. What? I don't want to set this just for position 3. I want to set it for the entire squad. Okay, well, let me know if I'm doing this the slow way. But for the time being, I think that that's the best way that I can do this. Okay, that looks right. So the earthen spears actually have spears. That's good. The Night Watch is going to have the swords. So short swords, confirm. Yeah, my apologies if there was a quicker way to set this for the entire squad without messing with their armor choices, because I don't want to set specific armor for them that has to match exactly. Like I'm not trying to get that specific about their uniforms. I just want to make sure that they have the weapons that I want them to have. Normally I just let them choose. But where's the fun in that? Mm-hmm. I guess the idea is that they might get cross-trained if I rotate them through the various squads. I don't know. It seems like a good idea. The Wall of Thorns, those are archers. Crossbows. Done. Okay. And the Holy Order of Defenders. Those are the mace dwarves. And it looks like a lot of them are using maces already. But I just want to make sure that they're required to have them. And last one, maces, confirm, and we're done. Unpause. Let's see where we're at now. How are we doing on leather? Not great. Oop. Ew, the Goblin Forest retreat. Ooh. Okay. Looks like the elves are not doing super well in my neck of the woods. Just thinking ahead. I'm thinking that if I don't get invaded pretty soon, then I might have to go out and actually cause some trouble. Glumprong chests. Let's make some glumprong tables. Let's make some bitter orange chairs. Oop. Let's try that one more time. I need some coconut palm weapon racks, or at least one. I was missing one somewhere down here. What else can we do that's fun? Take a look at the dungeon. Oh, I don't really have any more lead cages. Oh. I think that'll do. And then let me think about this. So it's going to be a bed here. So I'll put the chain here. Okay. Tower cat beds in the dungeon. I think that works. The idea here, I guess, is to have kind of a fancier dungeon space for, I don't know, the more noble dwarves, or just a nicer space to keep them from taking huge like happiness penalties while they're locked up. Because I mean, we shouldn't have to worry about these kinds of things, but we kind of do. Doors. I need more lime wood doors. There's lime. Lime. Let's find a few more. There's one. There's one. Okay. That. Interesting. I have never seen this before. Multi-threading is not on. I was kind of under the impression that multi-threading was not a thing anyway. on Dwarf Fortress on Linux. I might be thinking of Civ 6 though. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see if that makes any kind of a difference. But yeah, that is the first time that I've gotten a notification like that. I'm going to go ahead and just plop down a few more tables here. This is, again, this is the Stoneworkers Guild area. And what else can I do? Chop a few more trees. It's so peaceful here. I mean, I'm not complaining. Oh, what do we have here? We have a troll, a cave crocodile. Oh, now wait a minute. Okay, we have a few cave crocodiles. Bet. Okay, I'm going to work on creating a cave crocodile coop. I'm going to go ahead and leave this unpaused and running, but I will work on a coop for the cave crocodiles. Let's put it right there. Oh yeah, what don't we have? We don't have a hammer. At this point, I can't say that I really care who the hammerer is. I know the big debate about hammerers is, do you choose somebody who is strong and actually has hammer skill, or do you choose somebody that's deliberately weak? How about a weaver? Okay, dwarves are kind of busy building right now. Once this little space here gets hollowed out, I can put cave crocodiles in it. Start training them, taming them. While I'm doing that, back down to the dungeon, I have noble quarters here to the west and to the east of, oh, ah, Sacred Brain, what did you do? Oh my goodness. Not to get distracted though, so what I'm going to do here is give the hammerer a dedicated space, even though the hammerer does not need anything really in terms of room requirements. Okay. Oh, he's pissed. He needs an office. Hammerer's Hall. Hammerer's Room. Hold that thought. Let's put in a bed. Might be a nice thing to have, huh? Hammerer's Tomb. My dungeon master is unhappy at not having quarters, so I'll fix that as well. Dungeon Master, DM's office. Okay. Looks good. Now, what was this alert? Okay, we have elves. Well, that's not too exciting. If I wanted to make it exciting, I could seize everything. For elves, I stick to mechanisms, typically. And I think that's probably enough of them because they won't have anything really interesting to trade for them. Mostly food. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do a trade here, then get the cave crocodiles kind of started in their, that's a big elephant. Get the cave crocodiles started in their coop, and then I think I'm going to log off for now. But if nothing exciting happens by then certainly next time I'm going to start a war or something. Come on, broker. Okay, let's take a look through here. Oh, it is literally just food. Does that mean that they don't like me? I know last year they had all kinds of items. Okay, actually, let's simplify this. Let's just go ahead and see if we can select everything. Good for nothing else. But yeah, earlier I mentioned that I randomly have like a hyena and a giant warthog and a giant eagle. And I do believe that I accidentally swiped them from the elves last year when I dismantled the trading post. So that could be what this is. I believe, if I understand things right, that when the merchants offer you less than they did the year before, it may be because you've gone down in standing with them. Or maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. Okay, so we have traded. Yes, I'm smoothing everything. If that bothers you, at some point you'll see that I'm engraving everything too. Do I have nest boxes? Some, okay. Okay, but I need to actually terrain them first. Okay. What else? Oh. Have they updated the graphics for the pond grabber? Does anyone know? Okay, so we're working on training those cave crocodiles. They will give me a good supply of eggs. And with that, I think that we'll go ahead and call it a night. I'm going to continue working on this fortress behind the scenes. And then, like I said, next time I record, something exciting is going to happen. Whether I have to start trouble myself or not. So we'll go ahead and save and quit. I hope that this was fun. I hope it was educational or entertaining in some way. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.